Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 3 Diet Proof Secrets webinar. My name is Brenna Haddock. I'm so excited to have you joining me today. We're going to go through so much awesome material. Let me just make sure that everyone can see me and hear me. If you can see me and hear me, just give me a thumbs up in the chat. Awesome material. Feel free to tell me where you're from and Yep, and then you are free to tell me where you're from and what you're most excited to learn from this webinar. I'm so excited to have you with me, and so if I don't see any questions straight off and that everybody seems to be able to see and hear me, then I will go ahead and get going on these slides. So just give me a minute to pull up the slides, and we are off and running. Let's see, get these slides. Let's see. Hold on, just taking a second to get to the window I want. Come on. Okay. So here we go with slides. Come on. Present, present. Okay, we have slides. We have got slides, my friends. So let's go ahead and dive into this awesome webinar. It's going to be so much fun, and I'm so glad to have you joining me while I teach you about my 3 diet proof secrets for weight loss without dieting, counting, or restrictions of any kind with food. As I said, my name is Brenna Haddock. I am a wife and a mom to 6 crazy but cute kids ranging in age from 15 years old down to 18 months old. And I am a recovered dieting disaster turned health coach. A few fun facts about me. I absolutely love watching college football. I cheer for the Clemson Tigers, the Washington Huskies, and my alma mater, the BYU Cougars. But I will watch any college football game anytime. Binge-worthy material for me. I also love rain and thunder and lightning storms. They are just so amazing. Last, I love the bloomin' onion at Outback restaurants. I can eat that any time of day over any other food option, including chocolate and desserts. With that horseradish sauce, oh my yum. So that's just a little bit more about me. So now it's time to focus in, get rid of distractions, and be ready for an awesome experience. Let's dive in. I'm guessing for a lot of you, this isn't your first webinar or even your first weight loss webinar. If you've tried to lose weight and you haven't made a dent, or you've lost weight but you've gained it all back, it is not your fault. There are so many diets and plans out there, and all that information overload can be really overwhelming. It makes it nearly impossible to find something that works and is sustainable. So if you're concerned that you just cannot succeed with lasting weight loss, I want to put those fears to rest. You can do this. You just need the right person to walk you through it. Traditional diets tell you that you need to meticulously track your eating, cut out food groups, and do miserable and exhausting exercise to lose weight. I am here to tell you that they are wrong. There are many reasons these messages persist, but they simply are not true. The diet industry has grossed over $60 billion a year across the last decade. They don't benefit from you quitting diets and never looking back. They profit off you bouncing from one diet plan to the next, with your weight yo-yoing up and down the scale. The difference with me is that I truly care about your success and you never needing another diet plan again and living the life you're dreaming about. So that is why we are here. I know you have a dream of reaching your ideal weight and staying there and just being normal with food. And I want to show you how to make that happen during this webinar. So my goal for this presentation is to help 2 types of people. For those of you who are new to some of these ideas, you'll see how diets are keeping you stuck and how to move away from them to achieve your weight loss goals. For those of you familiar with quitting diets, or you have some experience with intuitive eating, you'll get a clear outline for how to continue making progress towards diet-free weight loss and total freedom with food. So the goals of this class are to help you understand that the only way to lose weight permanently is by quitting diets and learning how to listen to your body's signals effectively. And the only way to quit diets successfully for lasting weight loss and learn to listen to your body is by using my 3 diet-proof principles that I am about to teach you. First, a little bit more about my journey. I'm a certified health coach through the Institute of Integrative Nutrition in New York City. I overcame 20 years of compulsive dieting and binge eating by using the very principles I now teach in my DietProof program. I reached my ideal weight, going from a size 12 to a size 2 without any counting, measuring, tracking, food substituting, obsessing, or depriving. In other words, without dieting. I went from a total disaster to total mastery with food by practicing what I now preach. Now I can show up in my life with confidence and energy and power because I am no longer in a constant battle with my body and food. For more than 3 years now, I have been working with clients one-on-one to support them on their own weight loss journeys without dieting. A little bit more. I starved myself through high school, literally. At one point, I weighed only 75 pounds. You can imagine the emotional pain I was experiencing and also trying to avoid with my obsession. Then I binged my way through college. I ate anything I could get my hands on at all hours of the day or night. Of course, it's college. After college, I got married and I had 3 pregnancies in my late 20s. Then 2 more in my late 30s. I know, going crazy here. My weight fluctuated all over a nearly 100-pound range for 2 entire decades. I tried every diet, known and unknown, only to end up heavier than when I started. By the end of my dieting career, I had dieted, cleansed, and lifestyle changed my way to the heaviest I had ever been. My binge sessions had me terrified by their intensity. Afterwards, I would Google things like food addiction recovery, binge eating disorder, and overeating anonymous. That is, if I wasn't in the bathroom trying to throw up all the food or out running miles and miles trying to burn all the extra calories I just consumed. All I wanted was to be thin and to stop binging and be normal with food. Was that so much to ask? I thought if I could be thin, I would, of course, have a perfect control over every aspect of my life. Everyone would like me, and I'd be accepted and included and loved, both by myself and the people around me. If I were thin, I'd finally be worthy. I just knew it. But every diet I went on was only making my weight problem and obsession with food worse. I remember one cleanse I started with this 24-hour fast. Then you were supposed to eat only melon and romaine lettuce to break the fast. Well, I would do the fast, and then when it was done, I'd eat everything in the kitchen except the romaine and the melon. I must have gained 10 pounds trying to start that stupid cleanse. Now, ironically enough, at this time, I was also studying to be a health coach. I know, I have to laugh now too. It was all part of the madness. But during my studies, I was introduced to the book Intuitive Eating and the writings of Janine Roth. Their overall message was that the path to healing, peace, and weight loss was to end all dieting and restriction with food. It seemed crazy and completely counterintuitive. But as the only place dieting had ever gotten me was as big as I'd ever been, perhaps there was some validity to what they were saying. So I determined if I was going to be fat and miserable anyway, I might as well skip the dieting step. It was terrifying to move away from the sense of control that dieting gave me, even though I knew it was just an illusion. I couldn't go on like I was. That's the beautiful thing about rock bottom. In our desperation, we begin to entertain ideas that we never would have even considered before. So I decided to give this so crazy it just might work plan of quitting diets a try. I threw away our bathroom scale and I vowed to never look at it again. And I never have. I figured if the number really didn't matter, I didn't even need to know it. I stocked the kitchen cupboards with all my favorite foods and my binge foods, chocolate and baked goods, breads and pastas. There was cheese and sausage in the fridge and ice cream in the freezer. I ate M&Ms and cookie dough for breakfast. Within a matter of weeks, my binge sessions had disappeared. It turns out when you sit down and eat cake for lunch and actually pay attention and enjoy it, you don't need to eat a whole pan of it after dinner in a guilt-ridden frenzy. I felt calmer and happier than I had in a long time. However, I was still dealing with leftover dieting mentality and some emotional eating, and I had no idea how to change that. Plus, I had gained weight. Now, not the 100 pounds I originally feared I might gain because the binges ended, so it kind of all evened out. But still, I gained, not lost. And it was at this point that I wondered if I should just go back to dieting. This no restrictions with food had been a fun little detour, but it wasn't really a long-term solution. But then I thought, if I start dieting again, would my binges return? I couldn't go back to that dark, self-destructive place, ever. And that is when I realized this crazy plan had given me so much more than permission to eat pasta whenever I wanted. It helped me to see that I was worthy, right then at my heaviest weight, of all the things I had previously thought I had to be thin to have. And I was discovering that control didn't equal happiness, and that perfection was a myth. And I knew I couldn't go back. I had to press forward and figure this thing out. If I was destined to remain heavy, so be it. I had to stay the course. So I kept working, reading, and learning. I saw a professional therapist and worked with several coaches. And gradually, I pieced together a set of foundational skills and principles to help me unravel my lingering food issues and help me structure my eating into sustainable, non-restrictive patterns. Over the course of 1 year, 3 years after my initial crazy plan to stop dieting for good, using my newfound DietProof principles, I lost all the extra weight. I went from a size 12 to a size 2. Then I had one more baby, gained 40 pounds, and using the same principles, lost it all again. It wasn't a fluke. Now, I realize that some of you probably have not had the extreme experiences with food that I went through. Some of you may have had even more extreme experiences, and that is okay. Regardless of your own backstory or where you are at right now, I know that the 3 DietProof secrets can help you lose weight without any food restrictions. But they've given me and my clients so much more than that. We feel confident and free around food. We know we can trust ourselves in any situation. We make choices that serve our minds and bodies well. Most importantly, we feel worthy to create an awesome life no matter where we are at with our weight and health. And a diet has never given me any of that. Diets and food restrictions of some sort are the traditional way to lose weight. And because it's the traditional way, people believe it's the only way. It's the way your doctor and your coworker and your mom will tell you to do it. White knuckle through the miserable diet and hope to heaven that this time it sticks. But it's not sustainable, so nothing really changes, and you end up heavier than you began. The DietProof principles offer you a way to create lasting changes, learn powerful skills, and apply principles to tackle any food situation, so the results are permanent. Let me tell you about my client, Alexis. She was working in her profession part-time. She was married with a toddler at home. When we started working together, she was coming home from work, going to the kitchen, and basically eating without stopping until she went to bed at 11 p.m. every day. After just 3 months of us working together on these DietProof principles, she had ended her binges, began losing weight, and had energy for her daughter and husband again. And as an added bonus, when she stopped spending her nights eating and obsessing about food, she had time to work on her U.S. naturalization papers, and now she's almost a U.S. citizen, something she had been meaning to do for over a decade. She says, "My life was consumed by losing and gaining the same 40 pounds over and over again. I was stuck in what felt like a lifelong restrict binge cycle. I knew I couldn't go back to dieting, counting calories, or any of the other plans I had tried. Using the DietProof secrets, I gained the confidence that I can reach my goal without a strict plan. Listening to my body has been so much easier than I thought. I am looking forward to leading a binge-free life and to fit into a smaller size without dieting. Freedom from food has been the best motivation ever." Yes, she lost weight, which is awesome, but she also got her life back, which is priceless. So here are the 3 secrets we are going to cover in the next few minutes we have together. Number 1 is to end deprivation, how to recognize and root out diet mentality, past, present, and future. Number 2 is to neutralize food polarization, how the good food, bad food labels drive overeating and what to do about it. Number 3 is to find true pleasure with food, how to get your appetite on your side again. So, DietProof principle number 1 is to end dieting deprivation by allowing all foods at all times and rooting out the diet mentality that likes to linger long after the diet is over. Let me tell you a story about when I first quit dieting and allowed myself to eat whatever I wanted. I was terrified that if I stopped strictly controlling what I ate, I'd never stop eating. But when I began eating previously off-limits food, such as cake for breakfast, I'd sit down and eat it with a fork, off a plate, paying attention. And that urge and pull to eat the entire pan after dinner disappeared within a few weeks. It was gone. The control had been driving my overeating, not the other way around, as I had always thought. And it isn't just me. A fellow coach told me this story. In the beginning of her quitting diets journey, she said she'd been concerned that listening to her body's signals instead of dieting or counting calories couldn't possibly be precise enough to help her lose weight. But as she got into the program, one day she went to Chick-fil-A for lunch and ordered her favorite wrap and a Diet Dr. Pepper. She said this was typically just the right amount of food to fill her up. However, on this day, she was about 2/3 of the way through her wrap and she felt completely full. Strange, she thought. I usually need to eat the whole thing. She took another drink of her soda, then paused. One more sip. Her Dr. Pepper wasn't diet. It was regular. So she had, calorically speaking, gotten enough to eat because the soda has calories. And her amazing body had been able to tell she'd gotten enough fuel, and it sent the fullness signals to let her know it was time to stop eating. So you're probably thinking that if you allow yourself to eat all foods, you would be completely out of control and never stop eating. But actually, what you resist persists. It is your very efforts to control the foods that keep them in control of you. And you're probably thinking you need to monitor the whole process. What gets measured gets managed after all, right? How many weight loss support meetings have told me that? But just like the Dr. Pepper story, your body is brilliant and amazing, and it can do this all by itself when you learn to listen to and understand its signals. Or you might be thinking, that's great, but I've tried everything. I can't lose weight. This is just my body. Believe me, I am short and curvy. I've done everything possible out there, including starve myself, and I've never kept the weight off permanently, if I managed to get any off at all. The goal is not to be a wave-like runway model, but rather to get to your natural ideal weight and stay there. And while this looks different for everyone, it is possible for everyone. But the only way my clients and I have ever done it is by allowing all foods, because satisfaction trumps willpower every time. Awesome, right? So now I've shown you that secret number 1 of allowing all foods is the first step down the only path to lasting weight loss through peace and satisfaction with food. Can you imagine how wonderful that would feel in your own life? Okay, so let's move on to secret number 2. To neutralize food polarization, how to get rid of the good foods, bad foods diet mentality. One of my favorite authors and emotional eating expert, Janine Roth, says most of our extra calories come from eating what we think we should eat and then eating what we really wanted. I remember one night in my dieting days, I really wanted to have one of these snickerdoodle brownies a friend had brought over, but I felt I'd had enough treats for the day. I found myself in the kitchen every 5 minutes all evening, eating pretty much all the food except the brownie I actually wanted. When I finally sat down and allowed myself to eat the brownie, I was satisfied and I didn't have an urge to eat more or keep going back to the kitchen. How much trouble I would have saved myself if I'd done that 2 hours earlier. Too bad I didn't have secret number 2 at the time. I had a client, Kate, who was terrified to go to a barbecue coming up because all her favorite bad foods would be there. We talked about just getting a plate of what looked the very best and the most satisfying to her and not worrying about if it was good or bad for her and then enjoy eating it. She came back and reported that she had done what we talked about. She ate as much as she needed of the foods she loved, then she stopped eating and she enjoyed the party without feeling the continual pull to go back to the food table, which usually plagued her all through events like this. She was absolutely thrilled. A recent study at the Macomb School of Business was looking at the marketing advantage of calling a food healthy. In their setup, they were testing how people saw the relationship between how healthy a food is and how satiating the food is, and how this perception actually impacts hunger and eating behaviors. What they found was that the health label consistently led not only to stronger feelings of hunger, but also increased food consumption every single time, no exceptions. And there's a link I am happy to give you if you want to read more about that study. So now at this point, you might be thinking, that's nice, but I really need to be eating clean, quality, nutritious foods, or whatever word you want to use to lose weight. Last year, I was working with a client and I asked her about her breakfast routine and if we needed to make any changes there. She said, no, I'm all good at breakfast. I always eat oatmeal and a green smoothie. I asked if she was usually hungry for breakfast. Yes, she was. I asked if she ever felt too full after breakfast. Well, yes, she admitted, but it's oatmeal and a green smoothie. It's healthy. I have to eat it all. The label caused her to check out from her body's signals. Clean extra calories are still extra calories. Or you might be thinking, I just have no willpower around my favorite bad foods. I want you to consider that willpower is not needed here. When your body is well fed and not worried about starving, that survival drive that you thought was always trying to derail your goals becomes your greatest ally. It does not want to be sluggish and overfull because it wants to be ready for the fight or flight response. Again, satisfaction trumps willpower. A satisfied body will stop eating easily when it has had enough. Case in point, for my birthday last year, we went to my favorite Italian restaurant for dinner. I told myself I could go crazy, eat as much as I wanted, stuff my face, YOLO, and all that jazz. But when I'd eaten about a third of my entree, I was done. You know how big those portions are. And I told myself, okay, keep eating. But I just couldn't. There was no reason to eat myself sick. And I am telling you, 10 years ago, I could have plowed through that whole thing without a second thought, plus all the breadsticks. You don't need willpower. You need satisfaction. Or you may be feeling like, once I start eating my trigger foods, I can't stop. I can't keep those foods around me at all. I had a friend who had always identified herself as a cookie monster. She could always eat cookies anytime in huge quantities. She just decided, cookies are my trigger, I love them, and I always will. However, she also tried to limit her fat intake, which is leftovers 80s and 90s diet mentality. And so she had this bad food labels on food that were more nourishing and satisfying, and she wouldn't eat them. So she ended up overcompensating with sugar and baked goods. When she started eating the previously forbidden high-fat bad foods like eggs and meats and cheese, for the first time ever, she could just eat 1 or 2 cookies and be fine. The bad food label is what had been keeping her trigger foods so powerful because her body was never really getting satisfied. So now I've shown you what powerful changes you can make in your eating and how much you can reduce overeating with secret number 2 of neutralizing foods and getting rid of the good food, bad food labels from dieting. Can you see yourself doing this and getting in touch with your body's signals as well? Last is secret number 3. This is finding true pleasure with food and how to get your appetite back on your side again. In the darkest depths of my problems with food, I was in so much pain. I was sure my body was out to get me and ruin me. I've already mentioned that my powerful binges had me thinking I was a food addict or I had binge eating disorder. But the interesting thing is that eating wasn't really even that enjoyable. Now, it was compulsive and I couldn't stop, but I didn't actually enjoy the experience very much. When I finally started allowing all foods and I got rid of the good foods, bad foods labels, secrets number 1 and 2, I started having pleasurable eating experiences again. When I started enjoying eating again, it stopped feeling so compulsive and out of control. I could feel my appetite for food get satisfied, and all of a sudden, I could be done eating. All done. I could walk away. That had been a totally foreign concept to me for 20 years. But there I was, stopping eating pie halfway through 1 slice, and I was fine. Satisfying my appetite with pleasurable eating experiences got my appetite to help me avoid overeating, where for all those years, I thought it was driving my overeating. During one of my fun challenges that I did in my private Facebook group recently, one participant commented that by sitting down to eat her treat and really enjoying it, she realized she didn't even like it as much as she always used to or as much as she remembered. She realized that it was really actually possible to have enough of this food, a food she had never had much control with. But by creating a pleasurable eating experience with it, her appetite was able to be satisfied and she could use that to stop eating at the right time. Chalk up another point for satisfaction. Willpower, still zip. At this point, you might be saying, I have a physical addiction or disorder with food, but actually you just have a very powerful survival drive that is doing its job to keep you alive in the face of what it is convinced is a perpetual famine. Or maybe you're thinking, I have so much weight to lose. This won't be enough. I know a fellow coach, Bronwyn Olschlager, who was depressed and morbidly obese. She started using the secret of pleasurable eating only, nothing else, and over the course of 2 years, she went down to a size 10, somewhere she thought she could never be again. At that point, she thought she had arrived, but over the next year, she continued to lose weight and now maintains a size 4 just with this secret. Or perhaps you're thinking of what everyone says, that until you deal with all your deep past emotional trauma, you cannot lose the weight. I have a friend who was abused as a child. She's also an extremely talented pianist. But I never hear anyone say, wow, it's so crazy that she plays the piano so well, given her difficult past. She went to a good teacher, she learned skills, she practiced them consistently, and she plays the piano like a pro. Same thing here. You can learn to do this. Practice, get better, and pretty soon you will be nailing it most of the time. And that isn't contingent on you fixing any other area of your life first. You can get good at these secrets and principles, just like you learn any other skill. So now I've shown you how creating pleasurable eating experiences satisfies your appetite and gets it back working for you, not against you. Can you picture how different your life would be if that were true for you? So let me ask you a question. If you followed what I showed you in secret number 1 and began allowing all foods at any time and got rid of the good food, bad food labels in secret number 2, so you could create completely pleasurable and satisfying eating experiences, from secret number 3 that allow you to get your appetite back on your team again, do you think you could be successful? I hope you're getting excited about what we've talked about so far, but many of you might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed. My husband likes to call this type of learning with lots of new information coming at you very quickly the fire hose method. It really isn't possible for me to show you everything you need to know to be successful with these secrets in such a short presentation. That's why I've created an awesome course designed for those who are ready to move forward and really implement these principles. May I take a few moments and share it with you? Just give me a thumbs up in the comment feed and we will talk about it. This awesome course is my online coaching program, the DietProof Life. Once you enroll, you have full lifetime access to the curriculum, including all updates and improvements I make over time. Here is what we are going to cover in this course. In Module 1, we will go into the DietProof secrets in even more depth so you have a firm understanding and very concrete, actionable ways to implement them. Use them to unravel even the trickiest situation with food. In Module 2, we create your DietProof mindset so this doesn't turn into just another diet. You'll see where you can make tweaks to your thinking and how to set goals in a way that serves you best. You'll also get awesome self-coaching and emotional eating flowcharts to work through any tricky food scenario you can imagine. In Module 3, we will practice DietProof hunger, and you'll learn that hunger is your friend, not your enemy, so you can get your appetite back on your side again. In Module 4, we dive into DietProof satisfaction. As I said before, what you need for total food mastery is satisfaction, not willpower. Then, by Module 5, you'll be ready for the DietProof living section with tons of awesome strategies and hacks to keep digging deeper. Take your new skills on the go into any social situation or out of the norm event. Then, Module 6 is the DietProof food and planning. No more complicated meal plans and recipes or expensive pre-made foods. Shop at a regular grocery store, stick to your regular budget, eat the regular foods you enjoy. You'll get a formula and a template that are not at all diety to make it work for your unique life, even for all you non-cooks out there. So, now that we've taken a sneak peek into the course, let me share about a few people who have gone through this curriculum with me. Maria has 3 small children. She found that her whole day revolved around food, either eating it or preparing it or trying to avoid it. As she implemented what she was learning, she began to use food to cope less throughout her day. She even stopped making different foods for everyone at their family meals, which reduced so much stress in her life. Here's what she had to say. I've experienced a whole new level of freedom. I don't scold myself when I eat out or worry about what I'm eating and when I'm eating and how I'm eating. I highly recommend this program. Jessie was eating in secret and struggling with good food, bad food labels and a constant internal power struggle about food. She says, after working with Brenna, I am able to truly enjoy food for maybe the first time since I was a young child. This program taught me how to control my emotional eating by listening to my body. Now I look forward to eating out and going to parties because I am not stressed about stuffing or denying myself. Best of all, this coaching has enabled me to pass healthy eating attitudes to my 4 daughters. And maybe my favorite story from Nora. She didn't know if weight loss was possible before dealing with other emotional issues, but she took a real leap of faith. Her results were immediate. She says, this program taught me how to let my body manage my food intake. It taught me the right mindset and what body signals to watch for. I have lost weight slowly but surely, which is exactly what I was looking for. I am so glad I got this coaching. I've learned things I will always remember. I feel better and healthier. So after these examples, I want to go back and make sure you realize who this program is for. It's for people who have 100 pounds to lose or just 10 more to go. It's even for people who don't want to lose a lot of weight, but want to feel more peace and ease with eating and create better habits. It's for awesome moms who are all done with the dieting drama and the endless struggle with food. Even if you are a total disaster like I was, this curriculum is designed to help you heal, recover, and create the diet-proof life you've been hoping for. Now, who is this program not for? It is not for people who love meticulously tracking their food intake. It is not for people who want to spend over an hour a day exercising. It is not for people who enjoy having their weight yo-yo up and down the scale. It is not for people who want to eat nothing but kale and protein powder shakes and black bean brownies. And it is not for you if you want to stay stuck exactly where you are at with food right now. Now, you might be thinking that you can't get started with this program because it feels like such a big change and you have so much going on. You'll take care of this when things settle down. This is actually a limiting belief, and it is a mistake that will keep you from the success I know you want to experience. I took my coaching business online with 6 kids, including a baby. I had every excuse in the world to wait until my life wasn't so busy to pursue my goal, but I realized I was never again going to have less than 6 kids. So I jumped in and got started with what I could do today. What I have time for may change as my kiddos get older, but just getting started was the best decision I ever made. Perfect times don't exist. They are a trick your brain plays on you to keep you safe from the change it perceives as a survival threat. Now is when you want it. And now is when I am offering an amazing program to get you started. So now is the right time. And I'll show you how to get started from exactly where you are at today. So when you enroll in my DietProof Life program, you are going to get lifetime access to the curriculum, a value of $1,497. You are also going to get a year of free access to my paid private Facebook support group for just for other DietProof students. We do weekly live Q&As and you can get support whenever you need it. With this awesome resource, you'll be able to find the help, answers, and guidance specific to you without having to go to any more meetings or buy any more books or even get out of your jammies if you don't want to. You'll be able to figure things out from the privacy and comfort of your own home. You won't have to wonder if you're getting things right or if your concerns are normal. You won't have to wait until the next session or meeting to ask questions. Support is just a click away. Now, at this point, you may be wondering if an online curriculum is the best model for the amount of changes you would like to make. But an online course really delivers. You can go at your own pace. You can go back and review sections that need more work. You can work and learn and practice at times that are convenient for you, even if that is not during regular business hours. You can access the support and the coaching sessions anytime you need them. You don't have to try and remember everything or take perfect notes in a meeting or a session. All the information is right there when you need it. Plus, the guide, me, who can walk you through it, is someone who has totally been there. So you're not going this alone. Is this making sense so far? So to recap, you're getting lifetime access to the DietProof coaching program, a value of $1,497, plus a year of access to my private Facebook support group, valued at $697, for a total of $2,194. I am also including bonus movement module. This will help you exercise smarter, not harder. No more crazy expensive personal trainers, repetitive DVD programs, or exhausting internal cardio sessions. This bonus module will help you create an efficient, effective exercise routine no matter your starting fitness level. It is completely customizable. Now, you might be thinking, I hate to exercise. Good. I always used extreme exercise as an attempt to lose weight. And I was always entering races or competitions for motivation, but I never lost weight and I hated it. Super long and extreme exercise stresses the body out, especially women's bodies, and it can disrupt our delicate hormone balance. It can actually cause us to hold on to excess weight. This guide will teach you simple, quick, effective exercise routines you can do easily with little or no equipment. Are you ready to get started with smart, balancing exercise? So, you are getting the lifetime access to the DietProof coaching program, valued at $1,497, plus a year of access to my private Facebook support group, valued at $697, and the bonus movement module, valued at $297, for a total value of $2,491. In addition, you get 20 weeks of daily check-ins and goal-setting guidance to keep you on track and moving in the right direction. When I first started out on this journey, I was all alone. It was terrifying. I had no idea what I was doing and no one to ask. I just had to figure everything out on my own. If I had a problem, I had to research it in books or online and then figure out what worked through trial and error. This support that I'm offering takes all the guesswork out of the process of losing weight without dieting. So you'll get lifetime access to the curriculum, a free year in the private Facebook group, the bonus movement module, weekly goal-setting support, and daily check-ins for 20 weeks for a total of $4,385. And of course, across those 20 weeks, you are going to get 10 30-minute coaching phone calls with me for all the personalized support you need for maximum success. This even includes warm line service, direct access to me for those emergency situations. I will be there for you to guide you step by step through your transformation. So you'll get lifetime access to the curriculum, a free year in the paid Facebook group, the bonus movement module, weekly goal setting support, daily check-ins, and your 10 private coaching calls, a value of $4,497 for a total value of $8,882. Now, obviously, I am not going to charge you $8,882 for this program, though there are coaches out there that do. But if I did charge you $8,882 and this program delivered total ease and control around foods from this day forward, would it be worth it to you? If all this program did was help you stop overeating forever because of food polarization, would it be worth $8,882? If all this program did was allow you to find pleasure and satisfaction from each and every one of your eating experiences so your appetite could be your BFF instead of your enemy, would it be worth it? If you had a body at its healthy ideal weight today and you knew it would never change, what would that be worth to you? How much would you pay to lose weight without dieting and have total ease around food for the rest of your life? How much money will you save in future weight loss attempts by getting DietProof today? You could probably see why some people would pay $8,882 for these results, because it's not a cost, it's an investment in yourself. I once offered my coaching services for free to a friend struggling with her health. She was so excited, but we never really got started and she never really made any changes. I realized I'd actually done her a huge disservice by offering her something so awesome for free, because she didn't invest anything on her end, she didn't take it seriously, and she didn't take action. Spending money can be good because you know you are getting something greater in return. And when you have skin in the game, you are fired up to get moving. So you've already seen how this course is completely worth $8,882. And even at that price, it is an amazing value. But because you've attended this webinar today, I am offering this course for the price of $897 or 4 monthly payments of $247. Just click the enroll button below the chat box on this page and have your credit card or PayPal account information ready to enroll today for this awesome price. Now, you might be thinking, I don't want to spend any more money on weight loss programs. I don't want you to either. Years ago, when we had just moved into our first house, it seems like we were marked with a huge target for door-to-door solicitors. I kept meaning to get a no soliciting sign, but I kept forgetting. One day, a kid came to my door selling no soliciting vinyl window stickers. Genius! He was offering me a purchase that he could guarantee would be the last purchase I'd ever have to make from a door-to-door salesman. I gladly paid him what he was charging because he saved me from future purchases. My goal for you with this course is the same. I want you never to bounce from one diet to another again, wasting your time, energy, emotions, and money for temporary results. I want you to be diet-proof. So at this point, you can choose to take the information you have learned today and do nothing more with it, and your life will probably continue to look a lot the same. Or you can choose to take a leap of faith. This elite package offers a completely personalized experience for maximum success. But I know it can be scary, so I am also offering a group level of support for those who are ready to get started and want to diffuse the costs. Presenting the DietProof Life Intensive Group Coaching Program. I cap the groups at 10 people, so there's still tons of customized support in an amazing small group setting. You get lifetime access to the curriculum, a free year in the paid private Facebook group, the bonus movement module, weekly group goal setting support, and 10 weeks of daily check-ins, and one 20-minute midpoint private coaching call with me, a value of $597 for a total value of $4,782. But you'll pay just $497 or 3 monthly payments of $177. This transformative experience will give you that jumpstart you need to get diet-proof. But what if you just want access to the course curriculum? I've got you covered too. Sign up for my DietProof Life DIY package. You'll get lifetime access to the curriculum, a free year in the private paid Facebook group, and the bonus movement module for a total value of $2,491. But you pay just $247 or 2 payments of $137. This is an unbeatable value with tons of resources and support for you to create your own amazing diet-proof life. So remember, at any level, you get lifetime access to the online coaching program, including any and all future additions and upgrades I make. You get the free year of live coaching and support in my private paid Facebook support group, plus the bonus diet-proof exercise module. Then you can continue to customize your experience as much as you want with the private or group coaching options. This is a coaching program with a total value of nearly $9,000, and I am offering it starting at just $247. Your health and happiness are too important to trust to an industry with no interest in your lasting success. Once you've gone through this online course, you can say goodbye to dieting, binging, overeating, and restricting. You'll never have to worry about being out of control with food again. Can you imagine what it will be like when those things have disappeared from your life? Think of everything you'll be able to do with all your newfound time, energy, and money. You'll be able to show up so much differently for yourself and those you love. Please don't spend even one more minute stuck in an endless struggle with food and dieting. Your diet-proof life is waiting for you. So enroll today and start creating it. Are you excited to get going? And now I'm going to open it up for questions. You just need to type yours in the chat box and I will answer it. But at any time, you can click the enroll button to view each level of support and the payment options, and then you just register for the one that works best for you. Have your credit card information or your PayPal information ready, and then you will, once you've paid, you will receive an email with all of the information for instant access to the entire curriculum. I am so thrilled and honored to be a part of your transformation, and thank you so much for joining me. I'm just watching for questions in the chat box, and if there are any, I will answer them. So go ahead and type them there. I'll give it just a minute because I think I've got a slight delay, so I'll watch and make sure that I'm not missing anything. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions, so I'm just going to give it about 20 more seconds and make sure. Speak now. Forever hold your peace. And while I'm watching, I'm going to close out of the screen share, and I'll just talk with you. Okay. I'm going to watch for just a second longer to see if there are any other questions that I can answer for you. But if you got it all clarified in the webinar, just click that Enroll Now button below the chat box. It will take you to where you can look at all of the support options and payment plan options, and you can choose the one that is going to work best for you, for your life, for your budget, so that you can get diet-proof. I cannot wait to see you in the course. Have a wonderful day. Bye.